And now we are joined by one of the top fighters in the whole continent of Europe, a man who will take on Kevin Holland in this weekend's main event. It is none other than Jack Hermansson. Jack, it's been a bit of a roller coaster for you ahead of this one. Originally slated to meet Darren Till. How happy are you now with the new opponent ahead of this weekend's main event?
Well, also really looking forward to fight Darren, but you need to just adapt and do the best out of the situation. And right now, I feel happy. I'm happy that I'm having a fight. I'm happy that I'm in Vegas and that I'm going to be fighting next week. So there is a lot of positive things to take from it.
You know, the word on the street is that you had 5 people turn down this fight with you before Kevin signed on the dotted line. Are you fighting Kevin because you feel it brings you closer to the title, or are you fighting Kevin because he is the only guy that would step up to the plate and fight you?
Yeah, it would have to be the option number 2. I fight Kevin because he was the only guy willing to step up. That's the only reason. And if we have to fight unranked opponents, I guess that Kevin is the best one right now. He's on a 4-fight win streak, and he's a hot up-and-comer that people are paying attention to. So all that is good, but I definitely was hoping for an unranked opponent, but nobody was willing to step up.
Who were those? Can you name any of those guys that weren't willing to step up? Because one of them, I think, was one of the ones I heard mentioned was someone who was actually scheduled to fight you before. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But I don't want to mention the names, but there was both guys above me and below me in the rankings, and I think one of the guys actually said yes, and then I said yes, and then he said no. So that was kind of weird, but yeah, I don't know, man. Those guys, maybe they feel like they need more than a month to prepare for me or something. But if I was in their place, I would definitely grab the opportunity to climb up in the rankings.
But you can understand why they didn't want to jump in and fight you, though, because, obviously you're a difficult puzzle to work out, right?
Yeah, I think that's it. They feel like, if I'm going to be fighting Jack, I definitely need a little bit more time than this.
Nobody called me, Jack. I just want to get that out straight away. I didn't get a phone call. I would have been there.
Oh, yeah. I'll remember that the next time.
I was talking to Niall just before this, and I was saying, is it a compliment that Darren Till pulled out of this fight? Is it a compliment to you? Because how many times have we seen him go into a fight and then afterwards reveal his knee was falling off, or he had lost one arm in the lead up to the fight? He usually fights really injured. So the fact that he pulls out against you, I feel like this is saying, I knew I couldn't go in there anything less than 100% against Jack Hermansson.
Yeah, I guess that's a compliment. And yeah, I still lost my opponent, so I don't see it as a good thing. But yeah, it's nice to see that I'm respected in a way. But I do know, everybody at this level is super tough, and I'm sure everybody has their reason when they're not stepping into a fight. And yeah, but it's weird. I really have that feeling through this camp that, man, it's going to happen. Darren is going to pull out. I could just feel it. And I usually don't feel that, but I really felt that in this one. It's just like, I'm not sure. I couldn't see that spark in Darren, and he wasn't talking about the fight at all. So I don't know, man. I just had a feeling that fight wasn't going to happen. I wasn't.
Is the big issue here? Is the big issue here, Jack? That when I think about you, I think about where Darren is. It seems, regardless of where Darren is in the division, even if he's just lost a fight, it feels as though he believes he's one fight away from getting that title shot every time. And I figured, I said this to you already, if you beat Darren, you're right there in the title conversation with Robert Whittaker. Like, does this fight, do you feel, does that take away your championship momentum? Even if you go in and do what you did against Gastelum or something like this, the fact that Kevin's lower down the rankings, do you think that kind of leaves you in a weird place in terms of the title fight?
No, I don't believe it does, because it would have been different if Darren was ranked above me, right? Because then I was gonna climb closer and so on. But the thing was that with Darren was that he's a big following, he's a big name, and people wanted to see that fight. But when it comes to just getting close to the title, it shouldn't make a difference. I'm ranked number 4, and like the guys ranked above me as Paulo Costa and Rob Whittaker, they already fought Izzy. So I think it makes for a exciting matchup. Me against Izzy, you know, I have that grappling ability, and I think I have a different skill set that can give Izzy problem. And that combined with my ranking, and especially if I get another victory right now, that should be enough actually. But yeah, we will see how it all plays out and what the UFC says about it.
How do you feel, Jack, about, you know, it's been branded around, and we spoke to Jan a number of weeks ago here in the show, and it seems as though he's edging towards wanting to fight Israel Adesanya for obviously defending his light heavyweight title. Izzy's going to move up. Does that put things on the long run for you potentially if you do win this fight? And because I know you said you wanted to possibly challenge for the middleweight title in the winter, but the likelihood of that is he's probably going to be fighting Jan next.
Yeah, hopefully the fight with Jan will be a little bit earlier now, so maybe Izzy can get 2 fights in next year and go down and defend his belt also. So that would be the best scenario. He goes up, he hopefully beats Jan, and then he goes down to defend his belt late next year. That would be the best thing. But it's hard to predict how the schedule is going to look and how everything else plays out. But yeah, if it goes that way, then it should be fine.
Is there any concerns for you that he might eventually want to go up and fight John Jones at heavyweight if he does defeat Jan? Because that's something he seems to be edging towards as well, is going up to fight John Jones at heavyweight.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think that's going to happen. I do believe that they might be fighting in light heavyweight at some point, but it's not going to be in the nearest future, because John Jones is heavy. He's going to do heavyweight, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe Jones and Izzy will fight in light heavyweight in a couple of years or something, but not in the nearest future. That's my prediction.
So is it safe to say, Jack, with a win over Kevin Holland on Saturday, that kind of leaves you in a position where you and Whittaker might have to get it on to see who is the number 1 contender for the middleweight crown? Or do you think maybe you can rest on your laurels if you get a win over Kevin and then be given that rematch when Izzy comes back down to middleweight?
Well, yeah, I think a fight between me and Whittaker probably could be a good contender fight, contender matchup. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Paulo Costa as well. But yeah, I should be fighting one of those guys to see who is going to be the next title contender if I'm not getting the title shot right away. I think that's fair, because yeah, it doesn't seem like the Whittaker fight excites Israel right now. So yeah, I think that would be good to have a contender fight between us.
I know you have massive respect for Whittaker, but just the way you threw Paulo's name in the mix there, is Paulo an easier fight? Having seen what Izzy did, I feel like he's really wrote the blueprint on how to beat Paulo Costa now. Do you feel like the more challenging fight is Whittaker, or is it Costa?
I believe it's Whittaker. And it's not necessarily because, you know, it's about styles, basically. And I believe that Whittaker has, like, at least in my head, his style is harder to deal with than Costa's. Costa is extremely powerful and he's skillful as well. But Whittaker, you know, with his footwork and the way he moves, it's really hard to catch him. And he's really good to dart in with his punches, and his low center of gravity is extremely hard to take it down. I just believe that stylistically, Whittaker is the tough matchup for me.
I need them.
Do you think that? Yeah. do you feel as though fighting before Christmas gives you an extra push? Because I can remember in 2018, you fought Gerald Meerschaert very late on and had a great performance. Do you think it gives you that extra buzz knowing that you're going home to a big time of celebration, family and everything?
Yeah, 100%, man. That was like, I really wanted one more in this year, and to feel like I'm staying relevant. The fans gets to see me, and I get another win, and then I can go home and relax and enjoy Christmas a little bit, and then just come out next year super motivated and back on track. So I'm really looking forward to get another win in before the year is over.
Good momentum as well to finish the year off, and you can obviously enjoy some of your surströmming. I know Petesy's looking forward to having something.
That's a Christmas special in Scandinavia, isn't it? That is a Christmas special, I believe.
Not at Christmas, actually. Not at Christmas. No, but it is a special. That's for sure. But I do our surströmming traditions is not huge in my household, but I do believe it's in the fall that we eat it. So it's definitely a treat.
I want to ask you one more thing, because you told us before that you had trained with Khamzat Chimaev, and I know that you have great respect for Leon Edwards. This is a huge fight, right? This is like a fight where he's fought nowhere near Leon's level, and now he will be thrown in to the blender with Leon Edwards in the last fight of the year. Given what you know about Khamzat, I think it's a step too far. I'll be completely honest. I think it's too soon. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's going to be a champion, but I just think this is a step too far too soon. How do you feel about that matchup? Sorry to put pressure on you here now, Jack.
No pressure.
Well, it's extremely hard to predict a win, but what I do believe is that I think that Leon Edwards is going to be surprised of how good Khamzat's stand-up is. And I do believe that Khamzat is going to be surprised of how good Leon's wrestling and grappling is. So I think those surprise each other with their skill set, and it's going to be a really cool fight. Actually, I'm looking forward to see it.
You've set it up even more now. I didn't even really think of it like that. So you've got me even more excited than I already was. But yeah, Jesus, man, I can't wait for that fight now.
You had to put your house on the line, though, Jack. Who would you pick? If your house, everything you own was going on the line, who do you put it behind?
I don't know, man. I really like. I've trained with Khamzat, and he's from Sweden, and Leon, he's a great dude, and he's in the same management as me. So it's just like.
Leave him alone, Petey. He's a fight coming up. Let him focus on that. Jesus, man.
Jack, thank you so much again, man. We love speaking to you. You're our listeners are huge fans of your interview, so thank you so much for continually coming on, and we can't wait to see you back in there, my friend.
Definitely looking forward to it. Appreciate it, Jack.
Thank you so much for having me again, guys. It was a great talk, yes, as always. So and I'll speak to you after the fight.
Hello, guys. If you want to hear more of The Bash, you can subscribe to us on all our wonderful channels on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and all that other shit.
And click the links below. Click the links below. The notification button. It comes straight to your phone if we've any fresh content. And also hit the subscribe button. It does help. You're some plonker.
It's very serious.